Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Emerald Coast. It is once again raining, and I thought we'd do just about the only jobs we can get done during the rain. That is hauling crop. Got 135 tons of pre-compost, about 13 trips, 13 loads of pre-compost to take back down here to the compost bunker. And we've got several loads of sugarcane. We got a really good sugarcane price right now. Thought we would take advantage of that while we had an opportunity. So we're just going to be running loads back and forth, basically. Gonna haul a load of sugarcane, haul a load of pre-compost, haul a load of sugarcane, and haul a load of pre-compost until we basically get the job done. And to cut through fields of cotton. We can make a little bit of a shortcut. Checked. We can definitely not pick cotton in the rain. There's a few gaps in the next few days with no rain in the forecast. But I don't know if the ground will dry out. The crop will dry up enough between the rainstorms, or if we're pretty much stuck for the first part of autumn. Looks like we've got a lot of pregnant cows, so we're going to get birth here pretty soon, which is exciting. And also, I think we've got some sheep that have got some little baby lambs, I guess, on the way. That'll wrap up that'll start our milk production also with cows. Over here, got some sugarcane left over from a previous year's harvest in this first storage bunker, storage bin, whatever you want to call it. Got one for sugarcane, one for sugar beets, and one for potatoes. Already emptied out the sugar beet container. Do have some potatoes left. Waiting on a decent price for those, or just an opportunity to haul those off. I have to say another reason that we're doing this, and I'm not just doing it off camera, is I wanted to put some pre-compost in the bunker. Sean had made a comment that he was having a problem with the compost seeping out of the back of the bunker. And basically I wanted to demonstrate that it's not a problem that we're having here on this game save. Not really sure why he would be experiencing the problem. Did some pretty thorough testing on those bunkers. We did find problems early on, for sure. That related to if the bunker was sellable, then the tip collisions didn't show up. It has something to do with basically when the things get rendered in and how they get rendered in, if they are sellable versus not sellable. Basically, when they were sellable, if we tried to tip something there, they would just seep straight out the back. And basically, if we sold the building or sold the bunker and then put it back down, then when we put it back down and when we placed it, then it would leak. It would only leak out if it was already there in new farmer mode, but also if it was sellable. So to correct that issue, I think CCS 101 just basically made it non-sellable. It's just basically a part of the map, permanent. So even in farm manager mode or start from scratch, those bunkers are there. And when he did that, the tip collisions showed up just fine. Because in essence, they are simply silage bunkers that have a little bit different function to them. Alright, next to $11,000 per load of sugarcane. Pretty good money, sugarcane is, but I have to say, it's also really expensive to put in the ground, really expensive to harvest out of the ground, and extremely time consuming. As far as I'm concerned, sugarcane is not worth it. Almost 12 tons of pre-compost. Here we've got one of our cornfields. It's ready to go. I have to say I've kind of contemplated chopping the corn because I can chop the corn in the rain. That would be 2 fields done. Problem is, if I chop the corn, the only place I would have to put it are the 2 harvester silos up there, harvestor silos. And I'm kind of not thinking they'll have enough room for the amount of corn we've got, and then I'd be stuck. We don't have, the BGA is not constructed, so we can't put it down there. We don't have any bunkers to put it in down there, either way. So, I don't know. I guess I could have went up one more and went over that road, that access road, either way. But what I want to do is just demonstrate my technique for dumping into these bunkers. Maybe, maybe Sean, maybe you're backing up too far and you're managing to tip beyond the collision. But these were tested pretty darn good during map testing, and these bunkers themselves were tested pretty darn good before Rockhound released them. Also, say I'm not really sure. See, even if I clip through the wall, even if I'm clipping into the wall here, there, see, not seeping out the side, not anywhere as close to seeping out the back, or the side there. I'm pretty sure you would have gotten the map from Nexus Mods. It's pretty much, or PCSG. It's pretty much the only place that it's been, assuming you have the latest version of the mod. I don't have any. I'm not playing any special copy that I got direct from CCS. I'm basically playing on the same download that's up at Nexus mods. Let's say if you go in here to garage, and if you see those silage bunkers in your garage as sellable buildings, and you definitely have a very old version. I wouldn't really have any idea how you would even have obtained that version. I don't think any released version had the sellable bunkers. I'm not sure. But on another front, I think I commented the other day about putting some saplings down by the cow farm along the back fence row. We're definitely going to be doing that. In fact, I've got a little bit of a treat to show you guys with respect to doing that. I am recording this video a bit ahead of time. I've been able to get a little bit of a video backlog saved up. So I'm actually recording this rather a fair time prior to its actual release. So by the time this video comes out, hopefully this mod is going to be in the Giants Mod Hub, if not very, very soon after this video comes out. But I'm really eager to show you guys that. We're going to get to that later today also. So what we're going to do is we're going to haul one more load of pre-compost up there on camera, if you will. Then I'll haul the rest of this off camera. We'll see what we can get into later today. Over here we have a sell point for potatoes, a sell point for sugarcane right here. Actually, that right there is a sell point for sugar beets. Here is the sell point for sugarcane, and this over here is the sell point for potatoes. And the potato sell point's pretty cool. It's got this belt. Belt had animations. Not really sure why they're not running, but at any rate, I have to ask CCS 101 why those aren't running. So by this time, I think you've seen that we have hauled sugar beets down to this factory. Definitely hauled straw down to this factory. We can haul manure down here. Those are the three ingredients that go into pre-compost. Get manure either from the animal dealer right there, or of course you can supply your own. Straw, you need to supply your own either by buying the bales or having the straw. And sugar beets, well, pretty much you know how to get sugar beets. Let's go up one more access road this time. sneak between this field of soybeans and cotton. And apparently, in version 3 of this map, when it comes out, not sure when that will be, but apparently dynamic mud is going to be a thing. And these nice, firm dirt access roads are just going to turn into awful mud pits. Yeah, you can see where in there without any issue. On the side, on the back. Pretty much go all the way up to the top there, should we want. Alright guys, so I'm just going to continue on doing this, and I'll be back with you here in a little bit, and I'll show you what I've been talking about as far as planting these saplings here along the fence line. Everybody, well, it is now almost 3:30. Got ourselves a pallet of saplings here. Stopped raining a couple hours ago. Finally got all of the pre-compost hauled down to the bunker. We'll go check that out here in a little bit. Got all of our sugarcane sold, and we made, I don't know, maybe about $70,000. Let's take a look. See how we fared. Oh, no, almost $100,000 in sugarcane sales. But in all reality, it probably would have cost us almost $100,000 if we even just leased the harvesting equipment, the amount of time it would take to harvest all of that, not to mention the amount of time it takes to plant it. Really, I don't think sugarcane is a viable crop. At any rate, what we're going to do is show you guys this awesome mod, which is going to be released very, very soon, if not already released in the Giants Mod Hub. Basically, this allows you to plant saplings by hand. Come up here, hit R, get our shovel and our bag. Come up here to the pallet of saplings. We'll right-click, load, left-click. There we go. To load 10 saplings into our backpack. And at this point, we can now come over here and plant our saplings. Plant one right here. So left click. And there we have a sapling. And then you'll notice the number down there represents the distance from the tree to the next tree. We're going to plant them in 10-meter increments. We have the next one. Meter increments. So I call this the Johnny Appleseed mod. That is not the name of it. It's just what I kind of affectionately call it. Came out late in Farm Sim 17, and I really enjoyed it. When we were doing our when we were doing our 17 version of the gameplay on this map, I planted a bunch of saplings up in the forest. Kind of hand planted the saplings that we used when we did some logging up there, and basically allowed me to just kind of wander around the forest where we cleared out the trees and just plop in saplings wherever I so wished. And as a result, we got a nice kind of random planting of saplings. 2 more to put in, then we'll need to go and fill up again. should pretty much empty us. Yep, now we're empty. See all our little trees here. Now we can run back. Get our shovel hand tool out. Continue planting. About 10 meters apart. Just kind of go around here. And then in 5 years or so, we'll have some nice tall trees that we can cut down. But in the meantime, we'll get some decent shade out of these for our cows and our sheep. So, what do you guys think of this mod? It's pretty cool. All you need to do is place the wooden container somewhere, and then that is where you're going to basically store your shovel and your bag. Like I said, this is either going to be out very, very soon in the Mod Hub or has already been released. It all kind of comes down to how long it takes for Giants to get through the testing queue. One more. Oh, we're totally out. All right, now we're out. It's 20 saplings. On this side and on this side. It's going to take about a year before we see any growth out of those. We're done. We'll just come back here. Hit R, put them back in there. And we got a nice little lantern. That'll lantern that light up that box. And we are, when it's dark time indeed. Alright, so let's head down to the silage bunker, and I'll show you guys what the bunker looks like. And it actually looks like we don't have it. We've got dry conditions. We could actually harvest. So I might try to get a little harvest in today before it rains again. Here's our bunker. We've got 350,000 liters of pre-compost. We do need to compact that. We'll compact that when it rains again. So no leakage out the back, no leakage out the sides. So I'd say if you're using this and you're getting leakage out the back, maybe you're coming too far to the back wall before you are dumping your pre-compost. And in essence, you're basically dumping it beyond the tip collision. So let's go and let's see, what do we have to get going at the harvest? Pretty much we've got everything to harvest. All these fields over here are harvested. Cotton, 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 cotton. Corn, corn, soybeans, and soybeans. So let's run up to the other farm. See if we can't get our soybeans started. Just get some of them in before it starts to rain. So far, so good. Worried it would start to rain at 5 o'clock. We are holding out pretty good. I think I could sneak through there. We're going to have to just start our harvest on this one. I don't think it really matters which field we get harvested, as long as we get our harvest as quick as we can, as soon as we can. We need to be as opportunistic as possible with our harvest at this point, given the weather scenario. And speaking of the weather scenario, let me show you guys the weather we have to deal with here. It shows we're going to get rain at 6 p.m. It'll rain a little bit, and then dry weather tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be able to get some crop harvested tomorrow. Then we got rain Saturday evening, rain Sunday. Monday looks good, partly cloudy Tuesday, and then rain on Wednesday. But again, this is pretty sketchy. 80%, 70% chance. We'll just have to see how much of these soybeans we can get harvested here in the next day or so. Hey guys, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please go ahead and leave a comment. Hit that little like button. Let me know what you think of the video and of the Emerald Coast series in general. Also, let me know what you think of the hand plant saplings mod. It can be found here in a miscellaneous once it's released. Hand plant saplings, $3,400 to put this little tote down, and then you can basically get the shovel in your little bag, get some saplings, put it in there, and then just go to town, planting away. Works really good, really cool, really like that mod. TX comes up with some really, really interesting things. Hey guys, until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.